Hello and welcome to Health Check from the BBC. I'm Claudia Hammond and the producer and I have been scouring the world for you for the latest health news. Today we'll be asking why we're all going to get rather good at our ancient Greek alphabets, as Delta and Epsilon are replacing India and the Philippines when it comes to the names of COVID variants. And do we need a new manifesto for the menopause?
Menopause has been viewed as a disease. It's been viewed as a sign of failure. And consequently, there has been very little dissemination of information, and women who are experiencing menopause are feeling lonely and not getting the medical care that they need. And that's just not acceptable.
And welcome back to Matt Fox, who's Professor of Global Health Epidemiology at Boston University in the United States. Hi there, what do you have for us today?
So we have a study on how to normalize and increase mask usage in Bangladesh, and some information on mass testing in some cities in Vietnam for COVID.
Well, we're beginning in India, where several states have declared an epidemic of mucormycosis, also known as black fungus. Now, usually it's rare, but now thousands of cases have been seen in patients recovering from COVID. It can be fatal, and in some cases, the only way to save a patient is to remove an eye. Dr. Awade Singh from the GD Hospital and Diabetes Institute in Kolkata is calling on the authorities not to allow people to buy steroids over the counter without medical advice. He believes that desperate families are going to pharmacies to buy these drugs for their relatives with COVID, and this is leaving them at risk of black fungus. Dr. Singh told me it's an infection that has been seen in India for a long time, but has never affected people in these numbers.
It was already known to us that it is happening in a group of people who have got a depressed or low immunity, such as someone having an uncontrolled diabetes, someone having, long-lasting cancers, someone receiving immunosuppressive drugs like steroids or anti-cancer drugs. Although it was extremely rare, India had highest case of mucormycosis even before COVID-19. If you look into the prevalence of this particular fungal disease, almost 40 to 60 times higher prevalence is there in India even prior to COVID-19.
And how do people catch it?
It is present everywhere, in decaying materials, in soils, long kept food at your home, strawberry in particular and papaya kept at your home. But actually our body kills it if you inhale it. Unless you have got, sufficient immune suppression, means you are not able to kill these opportunistic pathogens. It presents like that someone having a black colored crust inside the nose. If you catch this disease early, you are absolutely cured. So people generally, comes to our outpatient department with the nasal swelling, redness, and complaining of black color discharge coming out of nose.
And what happens to them if it doesn't get treated quick?